Hi, my name is Cora, and for my research paper, I decided to write about faking orgasms. I wanted to write about this because it's not something that's usually talked about, although it is very common from the research that I've done. That's what I found. And an interesting statistic that I found was that 75 to 90% of women do not consistently orgasm, while 5 to 10% don't orgasm at all. And then I found another statistic that said 70% of women fake orgasm just to avoid hurting their partner's feelings. So I wanted to know more about this. What other motives cause this? Is it an actual dysfunction or what's going on? So the study that I found was a study that was done at a southeastern university in Pennsylvania, and they used 352 students, and what they did was they passed out flyers and they used web invites, and they asked people to come and take a questionnaire for them to ask them about faking an orgasm. So they chose a group of 352 heterosexual females who ranged from the age of 18 to 32 years old, and they were ethnically diverse, racially diverse. Um, it was a pretty good group. I thought it was pretty small just because they were at a university, but it is what it is. So before they allowed people to participate in it, they set requirements for it. So the first being they had to identify as heterosexual. I'm not sure why they didn't want to do bisexual or homosexual or anything like that. And they didn't really go much into that. And then the second one is they had to have had sex or oral sex prior to the study. And the third being they had to have faked an orgasm during one of their experiences with either sex or oral sex. So they had them come in, and they were in little groups of six. They had them answer the questions on a computer. There were 73 questions, and they were very straightforward. There was no slang or um, anything like that in it. And although they weren't directly being watched while they took the survey, they were being monitored by someone in another room. Um, so after this, they were watching all those statistics, and they calculated that about 40% of women fake an orgasm to avoid hurting their partner's feelings, which I thought was very interesting because I think media plays a very huge role on this. So I think women um, see in movies that it's supposed to be this magical thing and their partner's supposed to take care of them, when in reality that doesn't always happen. It's not common that females don't have orgasm every time they have sex or oral sex. So it's interesting to see that they fake it for their partner so that they don't hurt their feelings. They also found that about 10% do it because they're insecure or they're scared of something. Um, I'm not really sure what they would be scared of, maybe being considered abnormal by their partner. They did mention that they are insecure about what their genitals look like, so they're not happy with their body or anything like that. And then 8% do it to increase their own sexual arousal. So I like to think of it as fake it till you make it. And they just kind of go with it, and that's how they think it's supposed to be, so that's what they do. And then lastly, they found only about 4% do it to end sex quickly, which I thought was very interesting. It makes me think of why they're even in that situation if they're not wanting to have sex. Why do they have to fake it to make it end quickly? And I thought the study was really, really interesting. It was a very long study to read about, but it kept me intrigued, very much as I hope so my paper does. Um, so yeah, overall I think it was a really good study. So yeah, thanks.